How's it going, folks? In today's video, we are going to be talking about using trail cameras for hunting. This video is going to be targeting novice hunters or beginner hunters. For those of you that are seasoned hunters, feel free to stick around. I'm going to be going over a few tips and tricks that you might not know. However, for all those new guys or gals that are getting into hunting and are wanting to use trail cameras for hunting, stay tuned because we're going to talk about everything you need to know when it comes to using trail cameras for hunting. The camera I'm going to be using today for my example is the SpyPoint Link Micro Light. This is a cellular camera. As you can see, it has an antenna right up here. So the first thing I want to mention is make sure to check your state regulations to see if you're allowed to use these cellular cameras and if you're allowed to use them during season. Every state has different regulations, public versus private lands, so just make sure to read all of those regulations. I don't want to be held accountable for your guys' error, so make sure to read into your regulations and that would be your first step. Now, how do you properly set up a camera? So this right here, I mean, there's a few things wrong. So first of all, we got this strap dangling. The camera's just pointed. There's a trail right here, but it's not really pointed in the right direction. There's a twig right in front of it right here. And every time it's gonna move, it's gonna cause the sensor to be triggered. So there's a few things we're gonna do. Now, before this, make sure that you format your SD card. It's a shame when you put out a camera and the next thing you know, you come and check it and you only got a couple of pictures because you forgot to delete all the previous photos. Make sure you have a fresh set of batteries in there because it's another shame when you leave a camera out and you think it's going to be out there for a few months. However, you only get 2 weeks worth of photos. So make sure you got fresh batteries in there and a fresh SD card. Now for setting up the camera, we have this strap right here. You know, sometimes if you want, you can use paracord. It's a little harder to see. If you're on public land and you don't want anyone to see it, you can use some paracord, and that way the strap, this bulky strap, doesn't give it away. Anyways, we are going to be keeping the strap on today for this demonstration. So the first thing is going to be the height. You want your camera to be 6 to 8 feet up in the tree. You don't want it to be at the deer's eye level. That'll cause them to see it easier. Other hunters will see it easy, and just that's not the right angle for all those things. So 6 to 8 feet. I'm 6 foot tall, or I'm 6'2", so a good height for me is going to be right about where my head is. And as you can see, there's some twigs in the way, so what we're going to do is just break them off. Break off the twigs. Boom, bada boom. Now you don't want to break all the twigs. You don't want this to be a bare tree because the camera is going to stick out like a sore thumb then. However, in this case, we are good to go. So what I'm going to do is just we're going to just tighten this up like this. Okay. So, camera's up here. Now, the trail is going right down here and it's going down there. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to prop the camera down to make sure that the camera is pointing downwards, straight down the trail. If it's too high up and it's pointing straight right here, you might get a couple of squirrels from the other trees, but you won't catch any deer. So you definitely want to make sure that you can see deer. So you just, anything will work for this. Just grab some sort of stick. Depending on your angle, you're going to want a thicker or thinner stick. So just loosen it a little bit. You put it down in here just like this. Okay, just like this. Go check it out, and then when you have it set up, you want to go down the trail and make sure that it's pointing in the right direction. In my case, it is. We got the camera right here. Now we don't want to leave it like this. We want to make it a little more camouflage. So first thing is going to be to hide this strap completely. I don't like that. And like I said, if you're in a high population area, putting some paracord on it will definitely make it a little less of a profile, the straps, and that way less people are going to see them potentially. So I'm just going to tuck it back here somewhere and call it good. All right, so now that the strap's all hidden away, you know what, we want to camouflage it a little more. So what I like to do is go grab some green branches kind of like this and shove it into the camera. So there's a little sapling back here, and I'll just all right, now that we got the camera all strapped away, the next thing I like to do is camouflage it a little more so that doesn't stick out like a sore thumb. So I grab some of these green twigs, and I like to kind of just put them in, give it some texture, make it blend, kind of hide the strap a little more, hide the camera a little bit. And just like that. All right, and that's a wrap. I mean, it's a short, simple little video, but for all you new folks that have never set up a camera, that's just a few tips and tricks to make your camera blend in a little better. Keep it out of the eyesight of deer and other hunters. And for a conclusion, guys, first thing, make sure to check state regulations to see if you're allowed to use cameras on public land. Second, prop the camera, make sure it's pointing down at the trail. Also, make sure that the camera isn't at eye level so that the deer and other hunters don't see it. Now this, a hunter would see it possibly, however, deer will not, or they won't see it as easily. You can use paracord instead of straps if you want to make it a little more camouflage. And then don't forget to add some texture or some greens to kind of make it blend in. And that's a wrap, guys, for today's video. I hope you found it educational, helpful for all you folks that have never used cameras. I hope this video will help you when you're out setting up your own cameras. Hit the red subscribe button, leave a like, and comment if you have any comments, questions, concerns. We'd love to reach back out to you guys and answer to our best abilities. I'll see you guys in the next video.